Jake studied the man across from him intently. He had had almost no time at all to research the guy before leaving Innsbruck, and that had been a problem. He'd like to know more about any potential client than they knew about themselves before taking on a case. Now, he would have to play catch-up. Jake prided himself on understanding people. After all, that was his business. Looking at the man, he saw an impeccable dresser, meticulously manicured nails, not a hair out of place despite the wind and rain. That meant his car was close. Concerned brown eyes. That's what Jake saw. Something, in fact, out of character for the man. He knew the man was 55, yet he had almost no wrinkles on his face, not even smile lines along his dark eyes. His only gray was a distinguished splotch along each temple. "Slide your wallet across the table, as if showing me photos of the wife and children," Jake said in German, a smile on his face. The man looked confused. "I like to know who I'm working for," Jake said, switching to English, his wide shoulders rising and falling. "We talked on the phone," the man said, his voice a near whisper. Jake shrugged again, his eyes glancing to the side and watching the two men at the bar. Looking at the mirror behind the bar, Jake could see the man on the right peering directly at him before diverting his eyes back to the man next to him. His contact slid his wallet toward Jake and then opened it, mentioning his two sons, which Jake knew he did not have. Jake read the Austrian driver's license. Gustav Albrecht. His residence was the same as his work address, the headquarters of the Teutonic Order in Vienna. Jake had done a quick internet search of the organization. Having been established in 1190, Jake was dumbfounded that the order still existed after more than 800 years. Smiling, Jake returned the wallet to the man. "What do you need from me?" Jake asked the man. "Don't you have knights in shining armor to protect you?" The man laughed and shook his head. "We are a charitable organization now," he said apologetically. "We have churches and kindergartens." Jake knew that much. "So what do you need from me?" he asked again. This was starting to get old. The man leaned forward onto crossed arms. "I am the Grand Master of the Teutonic Order." "And that means—" Albrecht let out a deep breath. "Sadly, not much anymore. But at one time my predecessors would have had large groups of knights under command." It seemed to Jake as if this Grand Master wished for the days of old. "I meant no disrespect," Jake said. "I understand the historical importance of the Teutonic Knights. I just don't understand the significance today. Please get to the point." "The past is important for today," Albrecht said as if scolding, his finger pointing at Jake. "The Order is under attack." Finally. Attack? By whom? Albrecht's eyes shifted toward the two men at the bar and the bartender before settling on Jake again. "That's what we want you to find out." Jake must have looked confused, because he was. If the Order is simply a charitable organization, who would want to do you harm? "We're not entirely sure. A priest in charge of Slovakia has been murdered."